I want them washed and ironed. What? Are you deaf or something? I stated I need them washed and ironed due to the fact you decided to come back and make yourself at domestic here, ingesting our loose meals. Excuse me? Let me take a seat down. Make yourself beneficial. Wash them. And when you're achieved, iron them. Don't burn them. Okay. Get me that pillow. Must I go and wash it now? Yes. Make yourself useful. Who parked this vehicle behind here? Security. Why would you permit someone to park here? They're blockading me. What type of nonsense is this? Safety. I'm speaking to you. Why could you allow them to park here when there's space all round? Good day, madam. Why did you park at the back of me? Do you know how long I've been status here, screaming like a mad person? You have a look at the whole parking zone, and that is the best spot you pick? I'll pass the auto now. However, you are very, very stupid. With the intention to educate you next time to park within the proper region. I'll beat you right here now in case you don't. Woman, they slapped me for no reason. Move that useless car out of my manor. I said flow it. No, I received it move. Do your car, wash it. No excuses. No, I encourage. They're very silly. Maybe you don't see her. If I don't change your display like this, you receive it even understand your phone once more. See now? See? But you doubt me. You couldn't communicate without the unique me, see? The whole lot's sharp now. Hello? You're again? How are you? How was faculty today? Sit down. Take a seat down. Boss, I didn't end my 1K money. Thank you very much. Where now? Understand? Thanks. Hey, how are you? Wait, let me get you something to eat. You're hungry, huh? I'm coming. Please look after this place. Ella. Oh yeah, time to consume. You're hungry, Abby. Don't worry. You consume now, you'll be K. Allows say a prayer first. Bless this meals, near your eyes. Hi there, the spoon is falling. Wait, allow me help you. Palms together, eyes closed. Bless this food, O Lord, and this present which we are about to obtain out of your bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. Precise female. Eat. Experience. I forgot something. I've been so busy with customers nowadays. I'll get it once we end eating. Ella, you want to consume first and rest. You just came again from faculty. Don't fear. You devour best. Even as you're eating, I'll get it. It'll be less warm that way. Don't devour it before you end your meal. Sure, ma'am, I can do as you said. I'm coming. Experience your meals. Appearance after this for me. Whilst you finish, simply change your uniform, okay? I'm coming now. You already modified? That became fast. Sit down. I'm arranging matters for you. Be careful earlier than you move the street. Look left. Appearance right. Don't move in any case. Keep in mind what I taught you. Okay. Be careful earlier than you pass. Don't partner with terrible buddies. Keep in mind that. Top girl. Open the gates now. Musa, or something your name is. Why did it take you goodbye to open the gate? Sorry, madam. Do you know the way long I've been honking and waiting? Welcome, madam. What have been you doing? I was supporting huge madam fix something. You're very silly. Are you mad? Is it my fault you didn't open the gate? Rubbish. Aren't you paid to do your job? Are you running free of charge? Madam, it's my personal fault. Abby, it's your group of workers who locked me out, no longer me. Don't be emotional. But he turned into helping at the again? Sure. Is that why you slapped him? Sure. And I'll slap him once more if he attempts it. Garbage. This attitude is an excessive amount of now. Stop it. Communicate to your body of workers, not me. Correct him now, not me. While you're done, wash this automobile. Please forgive her. She ought to be having a terrible day. Don't worry, madam. Your obligation. Thanks, Abby. Satisfied Abby. That's my girl. Excessive 5. properly done. Permit me see the medical institution turned into crowded. Humans moved in each course, a few rushing, others status nonetheless. Ella clutched Abby's hand tightly as they made their manner through the chaos. Abby, slow down, Ella whispered. I don't need to wander away. Don't fear. I've forgiven you, Abby replied, maintaining her voice low. Simply stay close to me. They in the end reached the reception table. Top afternoon, ma'am. How can I assist you? The receptionist asked. I'm here to see Mr. Johnson, Ella said, her voice trembling slightly. He become admitted the day past. The receptionist typed something into her PC and looked up. Yes, room 407. Take the elevator to the 4th ground and turn left. Thanks, Ella stated. She glanced at Abby, who nodded encouragingly. The elevator experience became silent, each of them misplaced in their thoughts. Whilst the doors opened, they observed the symptoms till they reached room 407. Internal, Mr. Johnson lay in bed, light but strong, with a nurse checking his vitals. Daddy, Ella exclaimed, dashing to his facet. She took his hand lightly. Ella, you're here, he whispered, coping with a susceptible smile. I'm right here, Daddy. I'll live with you. Abby quietly returned, giving them a moment alone, but stored an eye fixed on the nurse who was busy updating the charts. Later that nighttime, after the preliminary remedy of seeing her father stabilized, Ella and Abby walked out of the sanatorium into the cool evening air. I'm satisfied he's okay, Ella said softly. I used to be so involved. I recognize, Ella. You've been so sturdy via all of this, Abby stated. But you need to rest too. The next day, we'll make sure he gets the entirety he needs. Ella nodded. Thanks for being right here. I don't recognize what I would have performed without you. Abby smiled. That's what friends are for. And don't forget about, I promised I'd appearance when you, no matter what. Lower back at domestic, Ella organized her father's medicines and organized his food. The house, as soon as silent and lonely, now felt full of motive. Every small assignment she finished reminded her of the duty she had taken on, and even though it changed into tiring, it introduced her experience of calm. Ella, dinner's ready, Abby known as from the kitchen. Coming, Ella spoke back. She carefully set the desk, ensuring the entirety becomes simply right. Once they sat down, Abby watched her circulate with quiet admiration. You actually take care of him properly, Abby said. I have to, Ella responded. He did a lot for me. Now it's my turn. The following few days passed with the equal rhythm. Sanatorium visits, home care, and quiet moments of mirrored image. Ella's father regularly regained his electricity, and with each small development, Ella felt a wave of comfort and satisfaction. One afternoon, because the solar streamed through the home windows, Ella and her father sat collectively in the dwelling room. Ella, I'm so pleased with you, he stated. You've grown into any such accountable and being concerned younger girl. Tears welled in Ella's eyes. I simply want you to be healthy and satisfied, Daddy. That's all I need. He smiled weakly. That's all I ought to ever ask for. Every week later, Ella's father changed into discharged from the hospital. The comfort became colossal. However, the do business from home had just started. Ella organized a small recovery area in the living room, with pillows, blankets, and his favored books inside smooth attain. Thanks, Ella, her father said, his voice more potent now. You've done more than I could ever ask. It's nothing, Ella answered softly. Simply recognition on getting better. Abby stayed near, helping with medicinal drugs and cooking food. She noticed how Ella regarded to shoulder every obligation without grievance, and it reminded her of why she had promised to shield her. One afternoon, as they were organizing clinical elements, the cell phone rang. Ella responded. Hello? She stated carefully. Ella, that is Nurse Thompson from the clinic, the voice said. I want to talk about Mr. Johnson's observe-up care. Ella listened cautiously as the nurse mentioned commands, caution about possible complications, and emphasizing the importance of routine test-ups. It changed into a lot to take in, but Ella mentioned the entirety diligently. "Thank you, Nurse Thompson," she said. "We'll comply with the commands exactly." After putting up, she sighed and sank into the sofa. Abby sat beside her. "Feeling overwhelmed?" Abby requested lightly. "Just a little," Ella admitted. "It's a lot to manage by myself." "You're not by myself," Abby reminded her. "I'm here. We'll get via this collectively." The days become weeks. Ella's father slowly regained his power, and with Abby's assist, they settled right into a recurring. However, no longer the whole thing became clean. A few days have been irritating. Appointments conflicted, supplies ran low, and Ella regularly stayed up overdue learning treatments or getting ready meals. One evening, as Ella rested after a long day, her father spoke softly. "Ella, I want you to know something," he said. "I've made errors inside the past, but looking you care for me, it makes me realize just how robust and sort you've grown to be." Ella shook her head, tears forming. "You don't have to mention that, Daddy. I'm just doing what anybody would do." "No," he insisted. "No longer every person may want to do what you're doing. You've proven braveness, patience, and love that's past words." Abby reached over and held Ella's hand. "See? You're splendid," she stated. Ella smiled faintly, feeling the weight of her exhaustion raise a little with those phrases. One afternoon, as they were strolling inside the lawn, her father paused and checked out her with a severe expression. "Ella, I've been wondering," he stated. "Life is too short to preserve grudges. I want to make amends with those I've harmed, and that I desire you can help me try this." Ella looked at him, surprised. "Who do you suggest, Daddy?" He hesitated, then replied, "Family, friends, every person I've wronged. It's time to make matters right, whilst I nevertheless can." Ella nodded. "If it's vital to you, Daddy, I'll help. We'll do it collectively." Abby smiled, sensing the shift within the surroundings. For the first time in weeks, it felt like a new chapter became starting, one wherein healing prolonged past the body and into the heart. This concludes Component 3. The next component will discover how Ella helps her father reconcile with the beyond, confront lingering conflicts, and the way these activities form their bond even similarly. Ella and her father started attaining out to humans from his past. The first call became to his estranged brother, Uncle Martin. It had been years since they'd spoken, and Ella should hear the anxiety in her father's voice as he nervously dialed. "Hi there, Martin," he began, voice shaking slightly. "Is which you, Harold?" came the careful reply. I wanted to make an apology," he said, swallowing tough. "For the whole lot that took place among us. I've made errors, and that I hope we can begin over." There was a long pause on the road. Then Martin sighed. "It's been a long time, Harold. However, I recognize your name. Let's meet soon and speak." Ella smiled quietly. "See? That wasn't so terrible," she stated, squeezing her father's hand. Advocated through this success, they continued contacting buddies and distant relatives. Some calls had been met with resistance, others with comfort and tears. However, every communication introduced the experience of closure and restoration. One afternoon, Ella's father acquired a letter inside the mail. He opened it slowly, his hands trembling. Inside turned into a note from a former colleague he had wronged years in the past, expressing forgiveness and a willingness to reconnect. This feels extraordinary," he murmured, eyes misty. "It's like a weight has been lifted." Abby nodded. "It is. You're finally letting move of the beyond." Meanwhile, Ella continued caring for her father's health, ensuring he accompanied the treatment plan and stayed lively. Slowly, his strength lower back. He may want to stroll longer distances, experience his garden, and even help Ella with small tasks around the residence. One nighttime, as the three of them sat together after dinner, Ella's father raised his glass. "To circle of relatives," he said, voice consistent in heat. "To own family," Ella and Abby echoed, clinking their glasses. It became a small gesture. However, it carried a profound which means. Through contamination, persistence, and acts of love, they'd begun to rebuild no longer simply the health of one guy, however the connections that honestly mattered in life. Ella realized that worrying for her father had changed her. She had grown extra affected person, compassionate, and aware about what sincerely mattered. Abby had been a steadfast buddy via all of it, proving that assist and understanding may want to flip even the darkest instances into moments of hope. As the days was months, their lives located a constant rhythm. Ella's father regained tons of his former vigor, and the bond among them bolstered beyond phrases. Reconciliation with the past had now not erased ache. However, it had made room for forgiveness, love, and a destiny wherein they could cherish every moment together. Months passed, and the atmosphere in Ella's domestic grew lighter with each day. Her father's health stabilized, and he commenced spending extra time in his favorite hobby, gardening. Vegetation bloomed in neat rows, and the perfume of fresh herbs filled the air. It became an image of renewal, no longer only for the lawn, but for his or her lives. One sunny morning, Ella and her father visited Uncle Martin. The meeting turned into tentative at the beginning, but quickly laughter stuffed the room as antique tales resurfaced. They shared reminiscences, apologized where needed, and determined that even years of separation couldn't erase own family ties totally. Lower back domestic, Ella noticed the subtle adjustments in her father. He smiled extra freely, moved with self-belief, and no longer carried the heavy weight of remorse. Even his voice, once hesitant, now had warmth and readability. Abby, constantly at their aspect, persevered to provide support. However, she also encouraged independence. "You've each carried out the tough paintings," she stated gently. "Now, let life flow evidently." One evening, as the sun dipped underneath the horizon, Ella's father sat on the porch, watching the garden glow in the golden mild. He grew to become to Ella. "Thanks, Ella," he stated softly, "for the whole thing. I wouldn't have made it without you." Ella leaned against him, feeling the peace that had once appeared not possible. "We did it together, Dad, and we'll maintain doing it every day." In time, the Own family discovered a rhythm of gratitude and mutual care. They celebrated birthdays, shared food, and embraced the easy joys of existence. Beyond errors and regrets had not vanished, however they not defined them. Forgiveness, patience, and love had rewritten the tale. The very last lesson Ella carried was clear. Existence may be harsh and unpredictable. However, even within the darkest times, empathy, resilience, and steadfast love may want to guide them back to mild. And in that light, they found now not simply survival, however genuine dwelling.